Why I'm a grown-ass adult man and I decide not to be friends with somebody is nobody else's fucking business.
For the fans, I thought the best thing that we could do as a company was bring MJF back.
Because he wants me to work with pricks constantly. That's what it is.
Nevertheless, two of the top wrestlers in the world, MJF and CM Punk, could be a big match down the line.
I'm upset about it is because if you're an EVP, you don't try to middle your top babyface. Try to get your niche audience that's on the internet to hate him for some made-up bullshit rumor. Really pisses me off. Stepping on your own dick, trying to fucking, make money, sell tickets, fill arenas, and these stupid guys think they're in Reseda.
What is the message that you're trying to direct towards MJF this time around? Because you did have a feud with him a couple months ago.
I mean, do I have to? I guess. I don't know. I'm tired of wrestling these pricks. I'm tired of wrestling these kids that think they know everything. But I'm not the boss. I appreciate it, Nick. I'm sorry if I'm a little fucking snippy. I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
Would be the best thing we could do at Grand Slam.
I think they asking because they want to see. I think they asking. No, Tony. I'm sorry. I think they asking because this is another fucking tag team that's coming up that says they want the belts on them rather than us. How many more times are we going to do that?
You heard the reaction of the crowd.
Y'all want them to win?
I find it interesting.
They're not better than us. Sorry.
So I will say this: it's interesting that in our losses we had to go down the ladder, but you want to do this rematch. But I'm not going to speak to that.
Realists, where are the realists?
Listen, man. That's what you want to do.
I'm just saying it's the world champions against the all-time wins leaders, coming off one of the best matches in the history of the company on biggest pay-per-view. I don't know. I just think it would be something special. I think tonight was a big night, but I'm just putting something out there I think would be really great for Grand Slam, guys.
I mean, you pay the bills, man, so you do what you got to do.
All right, well,
I'll be there.
If that's the way we go, I think it sounds pretty good.
All right, don't be surprised somebody get hurt.
All right.
We done?
We done
or we
I'm
done?
not a part of that statement.
Competition out there, but when I compared myself to Jim Crockett Promotions this weekend, I think I got a taste of the same medicine Jim Crockett Promotions took, but I have a lot more fucking money than Jim Crockett did, and I'm serious, I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
jaBROni, jaBROni, ABC. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell jaBROni.
Hello, everyone. What is going on? Welcome to the jaBROnis. I am Topher McCann. And still, jaBROni World Champion. The double defense. But who gives a shit about that? We got Mr. Mike Butler here.
This is the happiest I think No, I don't want to say happiest. Maybe that's not the word. This is the most excited I've been to record a show immediately after a loss for the title. So I'm fucking jazzed.
I was ready almost. I wanted to possibly even go yesterday. But then just more kept coming out. We had Brawl, so it was. But even as we hit record, there's still things just coming out. So huge weekend. We have Clash at the Castle, Worlds Collide, All Out. But the winner of the weekend, the Media Scrum after All Out.
The underdog. I mean, out of 3 events, the one that nobody talked about going into the weekend was the most memorable thing. Crazy.
These Media Scrums were good for us in the past. We had one of those clips of TK on the Twitter handle go viral. It was like 1 or 2 scrums ago. Oh, dear God. I'll just say I was completely drained watching the show. I was ready to go to bed. And as this thing started 90 miles an hour and did not stop. And I was up we were on match 18 or whatever. I had so much juice for that press conference that went on for almost an hour and a half.
Over. Yeah. I feel like it was over. No, you're right. Almost. It was like an hour 20 or something.
Do we start from where? We'll end up talking about the shows, but
we will talk about the shows. Swear to God. But it's like there's so much to unpack. You unzip the suitcase and you unpack it. That's what we have to do here.
So everyone, kind of knows the story already. If you're checking on this, definitely. But I think it was Nick Houseman was getting asked about being friends with Scott Colton and Colt Cabana, and it was really it was known that CM Punk wanted to talk about this. This is something that he wanted to. It was like set up almost for him to. He knew that this Houseman guy did improv with him or something, and it just seemed like something that he was so tired of hearing about that he was the reason why you don't see Cabana on TV. But he just went on it, and then even when we moved along to other things, he would then bring it back and bring up other things about sharing a bank account with his mother, and but that's just how he started. So what were you watching this live?
No, you were giving me the deets. See, I tried to watch the pay-per-view through the sneaky link, and I just couldn't get a good stream. And at that point, I was like, fuck, I'm not really gonna try. So I had my draft the next day. I had to get a good night's sleep. I had a lot of preparation to do. So I was laying down watching old WWE shows, and you were keeping me up to date. And I did turn it on after like the third or fourth CM Punk text that I got from you, and by that time it was Swerve and Keith Lee, but not the good part of Swerve and Keith Lee. So I was like, fuck, all right. So I turned it back off.
It's like, oh, he's shitting on Colt Cabana. Oh, he's shitting on Hangman. Shitting on the Young Bucks. Shitting on Kenny. But yeah, he just really he went on Hangman and said he went into business for himself, and then he mentioned I get your the Hangman shirt.
That's who I'm repping in this whole thing.
Going into business for himself with that promo a few months back, and his friends getting his back, and trying to middle your top baby face. He went off, and he was eating muffins or cupcakes, whatever the hell. He was...
Those muffins, and I know he plugged the place. Whatever place that plug, they will now be known as the infamous wherever. The infamous AEW bakery.
So yeah, they're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays now.
Yeah,
remember that.
So tomorrow is gonna be whatever you put in those muffins, give me some of that.
But yeah, what are other things from this that you took?
This media scrum was very, very weird. Not just because of the CM Punk and stuff. All right, but like, I felt like now I didn't see the Jericho portion of this. I'm assuming he acted like a total professional during it, but obviously you had CM Punk do his bit with all the people he called out. Then you had. It sounded like, I don't know the context fully, but it sounded like Swerve was not happy with having to face the Acclaimed again.
So in that part, you could tell as soon as Tony Khan said that they were going to do the rematch coming up at Arthur Ashe, and in their minds, they're like, oh, they're going to put the titles on the Acclaim, and Swerve, both of them, but Swerve way more. But they were both, you could tell, were upset. Keith Lee intellectually commented on it about the climb in the ladder quote that he had, which was a very valid point. Something we talk about their ranking system.
Yes, absolutely.
But
I caught that in the intro. Yeah.
And again, the people who should have been wrestling for the titles were in it. Were tagging with Wardlow, wrestling Jay Lethal. So again, at the biggest show of the year too. But
yeah,
regardless.
so you had that happen, and at this point, I'm like, I don't know what is a work and what is a shoot anymore. And then Toni Storm comes up, and even though her and Thunder Rosa are like friends, she has like a comment and was like, she says she's injured. That's okay. When she's not injured, she can come and get her ass whipped too. Paraphrasing, but something along those lines.
Nope, that's yeah.
And I'm like, was that a thing, or was that just
everyone except Jericho? There was
I feel they had something to say. Meanwhile, and like, all right, so we get on Tony Khan for like, and I haven't even brought up his little solo portion of this fucking scrum. I'm sure we'll talk about it because it's fucking stupid. But meanwhile, during all of the Punk stuff, he is the gift that keeps on giving. The facial expressions this man has for weird ass moments, second to none. When CM Punk dropped the line about how Tony likes to have him work with pricks, and he's just like, well, that's not going to go over well. Oh my God. That was so good. When he, again, saw it in the intro, when he's bitching at WWE, ran 2 events during Labor Day, and now he's not going to take this shit.
Looks at you. 5-second look around.
Fucking wild, dude. Like, I don't know, man.
I think at that point,
I started to think, and I don't know. Maybe this is deeper than just cocaine use. I don't know. Maybe it's something. I don't know. He's got something going on, because whoa. And then it's like, how do you not? All right, so like there could be a debate here. But like, how do you not stop people from saying shit? Like, how do you not stop Punk at some point? Like, all right,
fear maybe at the.
All right,
there should have been a point, because he tried to say that in the beginning. He was like, at the Forbes question, he's like, I should have just, and he was like, no, and he's like, no, I should have just said something and no comment. But he did sit there, and when he was shitting on the EVPs and everything, he sat there and was like standing on your own dick and everything. Like, he was sitting there kind of agreeing with him.
He was nodding along for a lot of this. Well, not a lot of it, some of it. But that's still, like, your EVPs are right in the back. Like, at that point, you have to, I don't care if you have to whisper it to him. I don't care if you say it on the mic. Obviously, this thing is already off the rails with the Colt Cabana stuff, which, if Punk wants to get his shots in on Colt, whatever. He's part of ROH. I don't know how the fuck they're working with that. Whatever. But then to bring up Hangman, the most over guy of 2022, I feel like, or late 2021 too, and then attack the people that you started the company with. Yeah, it'd be like, all right, we could save this for, in the back or something, like something. And sure, Punk, the argument could be made that Punk maybe would have reacted that way. But I'll say this, maybe you don't get into a fight in the back if you say something to him, and if you say something to him, and God forbid he storms off because you said something to him and stopped him from saying something about the EVPs, maybe he just storms out and leaves or something. Yeah. Worst case scenario, you get the toxic piece of shit out of your locker room.
I feel like you said, when things right in the beginning a little bit started getting a little mouthy, you maybe just stop real quick, grab him, and just go out in the hallway with him. And maybe that's newsworthy, him happening to get up and walk out with and then come back in. It's better than maybe what came out the next. I mean,
yeah,
we loved it, obviously, because
of course. It's content. It's content. We get to talk about it. It's great. But seriously, fuck, I was just gonna fucking say something. I can't remember. But yeah, like, you can't be running this company like this. And this is not Tony Khan's fault. I mean, some of it is. But, you know, the words didn't come out of his mouth. You know, this is CM Punk all the way.
CM Punk, he also said, he did say, I'm trying to run a business at some point. He said,
yeah,
no, you're not trying to run a business. The guy next to you,
when you said that you make the money.
He's also, when he said, I work with a bunch of kids, and he kind of was like pointing over to Tony Khan, it seems, as well, too. It was like, yeah, like
So the point I was that I just remembered, you take Punk out, calm him down, or if he doesn't calm down, he storms the locker room. That's one person that you have to punish. Now, with everything that just happened after the scrum, and again, we'll get into it, you are looking to punish Punk, Steel, probably have to reprimand Omega and the Young Bucks as well, and anybody else involved that we may or may not know about. You know,
all holding titles.
So like, that's not good. Definitely not good. So I thought, as far as the comments and shit goes, overall, I think Punk is just not it, man. I know he's your biggest draw, but is it worth it? And how do you not punish them if you punished Eddie Kingston for a pie face?
2 weeks, I think, a 2 week suspension. What are we doing for? I mean, it's thrown out there. We don't know who started. It was alleged that
that's like the only thing that wasn't confirmed. Who is the starter?
It really seemed like a lot from what it seemed like they went into Punk and Steele's locker room. But then it was like who swung first, if they were at I
guess it depends on how you consider starting it. Is it when you walk into or storm into the room, or is it when you start swinging? Because that may be the determination there. It depends on who you ask.
There was apparently a chair thrown. Apparently Nick Jackson was knocked out.
That fucking Ace Steel guy, let me tell you something about that motherfucker. I don't know. I didn't know two things about him before 2 weeks ago for that fucking promo. That dude can go fuck off and get fired real quick. The fact that he hasn't been, or if he has been, I don't think it's come out. That guy can get the fuck out of here, because he's trying to make a fucking name for himself these last 2 weeks. Fuck you, sir. You don't be fucking biting shit. And I hate the Young Bucks. I hate the Young Bucks. But a man doesn't deserve to get knocked out when you throw a fucking chair at him. Fuck off. You're a piece of shit. And nobody fucking wants you around. And if they do want you around, you're a piece of shit too. That's fucking dangerous shit. Fuck off.
Ace Steel. So yeah, there's all these different things out there, from to rumors of Punk being injured and having to, I don't know, possibly vacate the title again, and we're doing this again.
Just give it back to Mox. Can we just give it back to Moxley, please? Like, he never should have lost it in the first place. This is why Moxley, one of the most sadistic wrestlers out there, would not have been part of any of this. Like, this is some bullshit that they're dealing with, and it's hurting them. And Tony Khan, in my opinion, is in denial of that. And I'm scared. I don't know about you, but I am scared at the fact that he has not come out and said something 2 days later. No punishment. I
still think they're trying to.
I mean, I guess, but I mean,
and they've been trying. They had that town meeting saying they were trying to keep things like real tight, where things aren't getting leaked. So I guess an opportunity where if things are getting leaked out, they're going to still know that. I don't know. I think they're just going to wait for tomorrow. Where
you think they're actually going to address this shit tomorrow?
It's not. It's going to get addressed by certain people, like the.
I mean, the MJF promo is going to be fire for sure.
And this is saying his name, which is crazy that we've talked about this man returning to this company, and we've been going for over 20 minutes and barely talked about. Because at the end of the day, after all of this, I mean, Punk was complaining about Hangman going into business for himself. And Punk went into business for himself in this post-media scrum and really overshadowed the entire... No one's talking about the card at all. No one's talking about the return of MJF. This is what they're talking about. It's still trending today.
Yeah. At the same time, and this is not like a fucking excuse or whatever you want to call it. Kind of like karma coming back to bite MJF for what that shit he pulled with his match with Wardlow and that whole weekend and shit.
That is
everybody 100%. Was supposed to be talking about Wardlow, you know, like, and that wasn't the case. So
that is very true. That is very true. So,
but no, I agree. That should have been the biggest moment, arguably in AEW history. Maybe second biggest moment, third biggest moment, but yeah, nobody's talking about MJF.
Yeah, it's just.
Changed. And again, I hate to fucking bring this up, but you got contracts coming up. You got MJF's contract coming up. If I'm talent, I see what's going on there, and I don't see anybody get reprimanded, suspended, whatever. Why am I re-signing? Especially if you don't punish the guy who attacked the people, quote unquote, the people that you started the company with.
And he said too, he's like, if you're not with me, I want you out of here. So if you don't know, and I mean, there's a lot of, I just don't, I mean, Tony Khan was asked about like real life beefs, and he thinks it could be healthy for Stewart, but.
And it can, as to a degree. You know, I mean, when Edge and Matt Hardy and Lita, they had their issues going on. They brought that to the screen. They were able to work together. They were able to be professional. They made money off that feud. I have no certainty that they could turn this into an angle and be professional about it.
If this proved anything, this proved definitely, which we were kind of the MJF, everything with MJF was completely planned out all the way through. But currently what's going on, this is not. So, like you just said, it would be very interesting to see if they work this, but it's just going to get mentioned. This is the ammo. I mean, MJF is going to have to talk about this, how it overshadowed everything. I also want to mention that apparently it was a report, I don't know if it's true, that Omega and CM Punk talked later on at night, but the conversation was believed to have not been very fruitful.
Why would it be?
Yeah.
Why would it be?
He got bit. All right. But I feel like we paid enough attention to the Punk stuff. Let's talk about MJF for a second here. What were your thoughts on? I mean, it was everyone was kind of assuming he was going to be this Joker because nothing really else made sense. They been doing this for a while now with Bivens or Stokely Hathaway coming out, giving out the business cards, and now it's all set up to this was a recruitment for cronies for MJF. We have a new stable here.
I mean, it seems that way. Are
they baddies? Are they baddies?
They're not. I don't know if they're baddies, but this is not what I would do with MJF. I don't think he needs a stable. I don't think he needs Stokely, and I don't think he needs heaters. I think he's great on his own. I'm going to see what comes of it. I'm hoping that he was just he hired those guys maybe to do it, and they're their own little faction,
or they did it and he instantly was trying to be like their leader, and they did this for him, and now he instantly just goes and drops and just says I don't know, something like
that. Could be like that. That sounds like a real MJF thing to do. I just don't. I'm not saying it's necessarily bad. I just don't think he needs it.
Yeah, I agree.
I just didn't get why they had him come out in the getup. I mean, I would have much rather have seen him to have everybody laid out in the ring or in or outside of the ring, whatever. Everyone's on the ground. Countdown. MJF just comes out in his gear, just climbs the ladder, has a scarf still on, doesn't even bother taking it off. Just climb the ladder up, grab the chip. That would be done with it.
Nah, because that's the beginning of the show.
They basically did the same thing, except Stokely grabbed it and just gave it to him. So I'd much rather have seen, if you're going to do that, I'd much rather have seen just MJF do that.
I'm going to give them props on that. I thought it was great because then, again, it was talked about the entire night. People talking about, can you cash in the chip? Or people were thinking if it was money, then we had no idea. I don't know. I guess you just we don't know. It's a future title shot. It's never really explained like that. But, I mean, it's going to keep everyone zoned in. I really did think that it kind of gave away that Punk was winning. So
you thought
after a masked man won the casino thing, I was like, well, they're not going to let Mox win, and then MJF returns to confront Mox. It doesn't make any sense. So I was very comfortable with retaining the jaBROni World Championship because just the way the match went too. When he was wearing white, I'm like, oh, he's going to be bleeding, and then he just got the shit kicked out of him for 20 minutes. I was like, wow, he's going to win this match. And then it ended randomly. I think I blinked and all of a sudden it was GTS.
I do recall that match kind of ending abruptly.
And I missed the voice. I missed the voicemail originally.
Oh, did you?
So when I rewatched it an hour later, and I thought that was, I really thought it was just about perfect. I wouldn't have done it in the scenario with the mask and everything, but I just that voicemail, the little clip from Punk from ROH, and that little camera cut of him taking off the mask and the scarf, and then I just got goosebumps. That pop that he got was insane. And then, I mean, they're chanting MJF in Chicago, and finally he flips everybody off. He's back, but I mean, again, everyone says he's always expected to hit grand slams, and it's again, everyone right now is expecting a grand slam from him on Wednesday, tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, I expect him to hit a grand slam tomorrow too.
With all of this,
because I know he can and I know he will. I don't think I've ever seen a bad promo from him, honestly.
It's just he has so much material, and it's just what are you allowed to say? Did he finally have another meeting with everyone and said like, "Yo, you can't," because I think promos are supposed to be approved and not to call people fat and stuff, but I don't.
Well, that's another thing. I think Punk should have been suspended for calling that one dude fat for chanting Colt Cabana.
That's why he was our jaBROni of the week last week. Oh God, where do we go? I mean, we continue talking about All Out. Any other things from the show that really
Yeah. So like, and we're gonna probably have a heated debate on this. I texted this to you, but much like Drew McIntyre should have won at Clash at the Castle, the Acclaimed should have won at All Out. That crowd was hot.
Swerve would disagree with you. So would Keith Lee.
Okay, great. And again,
I
don't care.
Felt awkward at that press conference when it was like almost asked twice in front of like Keith Lee and Swerve, like, we're gonna make an auto. I don't know. It's just, I was like, dude, they're like right there. You're disrespecting them by like asking that question. I feel like, again, we have to remember.
They have to know it's a business. They have to know that, like, this isn't just a rando tag team. This is the fucking Acclaimed. Been there since day one, I believe. And Tony Khan said it himself, the winningest tag team in the history of AEW. They're that fucking hot. The crowd is on fire. If you are a smart business person, you put them over, you have your rematch. Make money.
I get it. I was not a fan of them randomly putting it on a push together team like Swerve and Keith Lee originally. But
didn't make sense.
They did it. And I just think the setup to the match was the Acclaim showing up in the ring the one time and they looked at each other and that was the match. The rankings didn't mean anything. Nothing meant anything. So I do agree with Swerve in the case. It's just like, all right, like he was just saying, like, we're better. Maybe he's a disgruntled rapper. Maybe he's jealous of Mr. Max Caster. I don't know, but I just thought it was awkward for them to just keep asking, like, was there ever a chance where you guys are going to put an audible because of the crowd? But it does seem like you're going to get what you want, but it's just going to happen at Arthur Ashe Stadium, probably. You're gonna get
whatever, dude. Whatever. Like there's a gripe there with what the fuck's their name? Swerve in Our Glory, the tag team. I don't think they should do the rematch now. I don't, because I think they will drop it to the Acclaimed. Because of what happened at All Out. Should have done it at All Out.
And then have the rematch.
Like, Swerve's right. Swerve is absolutely right. In that
after the outcome that they chose at All Out at the
you
press
have to live
conference.
with it. You have to live with it. You don't just book it just to be like, oh man, they're really over. Let's do it again and boom.
Because that's what they realized at the press conference when Tony Khan said that, and that's why he got mad. And then that's why at the end he was like, don't be surprised if somebody gets hurt. And then Keith Lee was like, "Oh, don't put me on that," because he knows that they're taking the titles off of him, probably, especially after making that comment. Tony Storm won the interim women's title.
Real quick, update from Smeltsy. Not really an update, but a response to somebody. About half hour ago, somebody said to him, how can this not be a work In no other line of work can you verbally and physically abuse superiors and coworkers and not get either suspended or fired. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, people. Fucking idiot. Meltzer, to that, said, it's not a work. This will be obvious very soon. So something is about to come out, if it hasn't already, which I don't think it is.
They're going to announce all the...
I know this is not one of your favorite accounts, but somebody said, I'm actually nervously waiting to see what SRS will report right now. SRS responded with, gotta verify, not imminent.
Check out Fightful Select for your latest.
So something is in the air. This is where I think the hammer is being dropped. I don't know who it's getting dropped on. It should be getting dropped on all 5 people involved. But the hammer needs to be hammered a few times on Punk and Steel, and somebody has to lose their job. If I were a betting man, I would bet that Steel loses his job.
I think he already did, probably. Yeah, but he can't be
suspended, and the EVPs get fined. But because I don't think TK has the balls to fire the biggest draw that you have.
I don't think he's firing CM Punk.
You think he's firing CM Punk?
No, I don't think he's firing.
No, he's not. Oh yeah, I don't think he's firing CM Punk.
But you're also, I mean, you're looking at a guy that you might get like 2 more years.
Especially if he's severely injured and has to go away for a bit, you're definitely not getting fired. That's basically going to work as a suspension.
Yeah, but if also you only got like maybe 2 more years with him, you got to think the Bucks and Kenny. You got a few more years out of them. If you got to fire one side, that's like.
You think somebody's getting like a?
No, I was just saying if say like a side. I was just hypothetically. I'm not saying this is happening at all. I'm saying like a sport. Like if this happened in like a professional sports, I don't know. Somehow or one side had to get fired in all this when all the proof was out there. It's like, which side would you benefit from more? Would you benefit more from keeping Punk and letting go Omega and the Bucks, or keeping Omega and the Bucks get rid of Punk?
Yeah.
I mean, you get more matches, I guess, with Bucks and Kenny just because there's more people. But God, why are we still these jabronis? They won the trios titles against the Dark Order. Hangman miscalculated, Buckshot hit Silver. I didn't see this match, and I had heard about the Buckshot to one of his own. I didn't know if it was an accident or on purpose, and like he turned on Dark Order. So I've been at the edge of my, and I don't know why I didn't look it up, but like I haven't, and I'm just like I was itching at like, oh my God, is the Elite all back together? He ducked. It was an accident.
Gotcha.
It was a good move by Kenny. But yes, so there was that. Oh, more after Miro, Darby, and Sting. Sting missed it in Malakai's face. Malakai took the pin, and afterwards it was said that he was on the top of the ramp and bowed to the audience. And there's rumors there that he is possibly done with AEW.
I don't know if he's done. I feel like he's taken I know he asked for his release, or that's what's rumored, or whatever.
He wants to go home.
I think he might just. He does. I don't think he does. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
He was a fucking Triple H dude.
He is a Triple H guy. He is definitely a Triple H guy. I'm pretty sure. And Heyman wanted to fucking push him to the moon too. And I'm sure Heyman is like probably will sooner, if not already, sooner than later will be all handsy with creative. And
and that the new character he was trying to do, which I don't know. I just feel in general though that I just thought that they really dropped the ball with Malakai Black, with the whole House of Black thing. it was one of those things, great debut, and then they kind of just, I felt like they just kind of shifted them away on Rampage. Elevation Dark Elevation. Rampage Elevation Dark. We had a quick one with Christian Cage defeating Jungle Boy. Well, it's Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus is bad again. It was said that Christian is injured, and this is the way this had to go. I don't know if that's why we had the Big Show turn with Luchasaurus again there, but
yeah. I mean, I guess you gotta have someone feud with Jungle Boy Jack Perry now, since Christian's hurt. And it's like, why do you go on with the match if you know he's hurt? Why risk it? I know he didn't do nothing, but why risk it? You have 15 matches on the card, and you can't afford to lose one? Come on.
What did you?
But think? I guess Jack Perry needs somebody to feud with, and this is what they decided. And
if he's gonna, I mean, yeah, this feud with Christian's been going on for a while. If he's hurt, the only connecting part to this feud is Luchasaurus. So, and again, I guess it's a shocking moment. I mean,
sure. But if he turns face, like he can't turn face for like 2 years, all right? He can't turn for another 2 years. He got to go on a massive heel run.
He punched his card too many times, and he's not allowed to punch it the rest of this or next calendar year.
Correct. Yes, correct.
Kind of a not real. You were on the, but Bryan Danielson taking the L to Chris Jericho.
It's very odd, man. It's very, very odd. I remember like when he was in WWE and specifically feuding with Bray Wyatt, and we're all just like, yeah, man, he's gonna put Bray over. And I think like the first match they had, Jericho won, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He still does it.
Jericho doesn't like people like you.
In
his press conference, he was kind of saying like, it's all part of his then gimmick now, because like he's not the best wrestler in the world, but he just beat the best wrestler in the world. So he's like, now I could say I beat the best wrestler in the world. So he just like strokes his ego more and more with it, and just uses it and like says it's for like, Jericho.
Yeah,
he created everything. He's the
I'm
one
not
telling
saying
us.
He's not.
Oh, he's one of the.
He's very, very good. But I would have liked to see Danielson win. That's all. I think a lot of people would have.
And again, it didn't really bother me at all. At the end of the day, there was no title on the line or anything. I mean, there was really it was just for the love of, what's his name? Daniel Garcia?
Yeah. Did he play a factor in
He was like out there. I feel like they're going to continue. I mean, he's going to choose like Eddie or Ray this Wednesday on Dynamite. I mean, not Eddie or Ray. Excuse me. Sorry. Different time year. He's going to choose Bryan Danielson or Chris Jericho. God, we'll be talking about AEW forever. Hobbs beat Starks. I mean, in hindsight, that makes sense, even though, I mean, they were building Ricky Starks up for this for a while. Besides that, I mean, Hook won, obviously. Regardless, the only I thought it was nothing compared, I thought, to Clash of the Castle.
Clash of the Castle is one of the best shows of the year, if not the best show of the year.
I really enjoyed it,
and that's coming from the guy who witnessed his childhood fucking hero return at WrestleMania. So, yeah,
it was really good. I mean, again, like it all overshadowed by this media scrum. But now, if going back to, I think we're gonna have our debate now here of the main event. You were not a fan of the ending of the pay-per-view.
The ending of the pay-per-view, not necessarily the ending of the match.
You can't not be a fan. That was definitely the match of the year. See, I think everything about that too. Theories cash in the way they did it with Tyson Fury.
All of it was great
You just wanted Drew to win, and
yes, I wanted Drew to win in that scenario. Again, the crowd was fucking hot for Drew, obviously.
That's why it shouldn't have been him. I mean, because you all got all excited for it. It should have been like Sheamus.
Talk about fucking feel-good moment of the year. The guy who carried the fucking company in the pandemic era.
It's not in the cards. It's not up to, dude. He's gonna be coming up to like 1,000 days. Like it's not. We're not just doing it just to toss out a feel-good moment. They're gonna go back there now. They're not gonna be gone for 30 years. They're gonna go back, so he can have his moment there. So it's going to ruin the story that they're going to be telling. And I don't think they will.
What story are they telling? Look, I love Roman Reigns. I love the tribal chief shit. It's fucking fantastic. Kudos. Love the bloodline. Love it all. What story is it fucking telling? Just that he's dominant?
It's already now apparently out there that he is off the next 2 pay-per-views.
Yeah, cool.
So that already tells you enough. You're adding 60 some days to a title reign already there. They're getting to a certain number. That number is lining up for next year. It's lining up towards, I don't know if they're going to do the change then around there, but I don't think it's happening anytime soon.
Now here is one thing I will say. And this is something that I did not know prior to Clash of the Castle. That now that I have slept on it, do I like the decision? No, but the little fan inside of me understands it because the little fan inside of me has something else brewing that I think they could be possibly doing. And that brings us, and I know this isn't our normal show, and this isn't a Monday Night Raw recap, but Braun Strowman back is now going to be on the SmackDown brand. I need the next championship feud to be Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Need it. Want it. Gotta have it. Okay?
He's not going to beat him, though. So why are we going to put Braun in a feud that he's losing already? You're going to have to get this. We're all going to have to get on board with this. Cody Rhodes.
All right. Look. Cody's cool. Cody's cool. But I'm not buying any of that bullshit. Not buying the fact that, Strowman, Drew are going to lose to Roman Reigns, but Cody Rhodes, who is half of Strowman's size, is going to beat Roman Reigns.
Can he do a springboard stutter like Cody?
And I'm not one to be like, oh, he's a small guy. He ain't going to beat the big guy. I'm not that guy. But as dominant as Roman Reigns has been, you expect me to believe that somebody like Cody can beat him?
If they do, they could do shenanigans where the match is Roman, Cody, and that's where your Rock appearance is. That's how he loses the title. We've done this before.
So you don't even think that's a WrestleMania match?
No, that leads to the Mania match. You could do Cody. They could do Cody and Roman at the Rumble. This isn't going to happen. I'm just thinking of like scenarios because the only show you're getting Roman at probably is you're probably getting him at the Rumble.
You got to get him at Survivor Series.
Okay, yeah. So you're getting that's why he's off 2 months. So you're getting Survivor Series, Rumble, Mania. Dude, if he's on this contract, when he drops the title, he can be gone. Like he could be gone because you're going to be used to him not being on TV. So when he drops the title, maybe he's just off for a while and then returns. And I just don't. I really thought it was not. I want a title. I want a title on the show too. I really do. I want there to be a title on the television shows. They're doing a good job at elevating the other titles. So I mean, we've been going with this for 700 some days without them elevating other titles. I mean, this guy's been around for a little bit and has made the IC title and the US title at least seem relevant. And we're seeing it more. We're seeing it on a pay-per-view, the IC title. So for now, I mean, if we're going to give relevance to these other two titles for now, all right, I'm down to live with Roman holding the title still. That's just my honest opinion. And then I thought people were complaining about the end of the pay-per-view afterwards. That's Tyson Fury's thing. I'm sorry. You ever watch one of his boxing fights?
Okay. So, no, I haven't. So
that's just an easy.
Is that what Tyson Fury does? Sings?
He does. He sings.
Okay. Well, you know
victories.
What? You know what? Then it makes a lot more sense. I didn't know that.
I mean, I figured if you're on Twitter and you're seeing that at some point, you're scrolling through that, and someone you can you're gonna see. So yeah, after his fights, usually Sweet Caroline or.
I mean, if I'm Drew though, I'm like, dude, I just fucking got screwed. I don't want to fucking sin.
But I just thought it was still a way to have. I mean, they kept with the plans that they wanted, and they still got to have a feel good moment, and with Drew and the crowd and singing.
Feel good.
I
didn't feel good after it.
Not for the people at home, but they were trying to, I guess, soften the.
I felt like an NXT rookie fucking screwed Drew McIntyre out of the title.
And yeah, we didn't even mention that at all. Like, he didn't lose clean. There's more of them.
There's more of them.
Wait, there's more of them? I saw that Chappelle clip going around from Chappelle's show. So yeah, we had a debut. And again, there was shenanigans as well on top of all of this. I thought it was great. I really did. And I thought it was the perfect way to handle the situation. I thought every single aspect of it all the way through the main event, the cash in, the finish, and singing. I thought it was great. Now, that dude coming out for All Out, everyone was making fun of the Machine Gun Kelly looking dude singing Daniel Bryan. That was not cool. That was not cool.
I mean, why was that not cool?
It was not cool.
I mean, it wasn't cool, but like, why is that not cool?
I don't know. We had at least Drew and Tyson.
He was playing him out at least.
I know both of those guys.
It made sense that he was there.
I thought it was MJ. I didn't know who that guy was.
I didn't know who it was either, but it was the guy that made the fucking song for Daniel Bryan.
I didn't even know there was lyrics to it.
Didn't make sense that Drew was singing la-di-da-di-da after losing.
Why do we get a performance for an entrance at All Out? I think that's it. Daniel Bryan was the one that got one. And it's some dude with bleached blonde hair. We didn't even know there was lyrics to this song. And it's just him saying, I'm the greatest over and over again. There's not even lyrics to it.
He's born for greatness.
That's all he kept saying.
For greatness.
Why was that the performance? We're getting karaoke in front of 60,000 plus with Tyson Fury. Drew McIntyre. Did you think for a while, because they were always talking shit, that Tyson Fury was going to kick Drew in the dick or something? That's what I thought was happening after he shook Roman's hand.
I did think that, especially after he shook Roman's hand.
But I know that he said that he still wants to do a couple more fights. But I know they always go at it on social media messing around, but they're buds.
Yeah. They're buds.
I don't know. I just thought it was... I saw everyone complain about it. I just knew it was the sexy thing to do because it was a WWE pay-per-view and it ended. And you know what? We have to complain. But I thought if that was what you were complaining about, I mean, overall, I mean, you can't really. I mean, a Sheamus.
By the way, match of the year is Sheamus Gunther. That's match of the year. That's your match of the year. Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre was a 9.5.
I love the dough.
Sheamus versus Gunther's 10. No, I'm not talking about stars either. All right, I'm talking just on a basic scale. Okay.
I missed Morgan and Baszler, and I'm glad I did. I don't ever want to see that match.
Yeah,
I just heard. I
saw bits of it, and I'm just like, I don't want to.
I heard she won clean, and I was just like, yeah, that's
it was your basic. Same with Moxley and Punk. It was your basic Shayna beating the shit out of her for most of the match, and Liv finding a way to win. And I love Liv, but nah, bro.
It's like you were saying with me about Cody and Braun. Like, it's more believable for maybe Braun to beat it than, again, that's what we were using with Shayna and Liv. Like, I don't know. I just feel like
they're gonna have like some rant. They're gonna have Aaliyah beat Liv for the women's title, aren't they? That's who they're gonna have beat her.
The show opened with the 6-woman tag.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Interesting. We had, I mean, let's get into it now. The Dominik thing happened.
Did. And like, I knew the animosity between him and Edge, so I wasn't that shocked when he kicked Edge in the dick. But when he threw that stiff clothesline to Ray, his daddy, that was something that made my jaw hit the floor. For the first time ever, Dominik did something that had me glued to the TV.
Former jaBROni of the Year recipients had your mouth dropping.
Not proud to say it.
They did it. I mean, we both picked Judgment Day, but I mean, they did it after. It was clean, right? This happened after the match, which led to he coming out. He got a makeover.
Oh, you're talking about last night?
Yeah, he's got slick back hair. I think Rhea Ripley.
I mean, I still think it's real. Like, I think it's stupid that he's in the fucking Judgment Day. Like,
it doesn't.
If you're gonna break him up, put him with somebody because he probably can't cut promos for shit. But
you don't really hear him.
I still don't like Dominik. Okay, I don't think he should be on the main roster. I think his 619 sucks, and I think he's the fattest high flyer I've ever seen. Not to body shame. But work with what you can work with.
I'm gonna say that I think he is in pretty good hands with his dad. Oh, dude, he's working a program literally with Rey Mysterio, Edge, Finn Balor,
That's another thing.
Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest are there. Like, that's fine. Like, how do you not get better? Like,
okay, yeah, yes. How do you not get better working with them? But there's another thing. Like,
as a heel, heel's new for him too. You got to remember that.
Edge beat Damian. Ray and Dominik beat Finn and Damian. Ray and Edge beat Finn and Damian. Why, oh why, am I still watching an Edge and Ray feud with the Judgment Day? You think just because Dominik's in it now, it puts a new wrinkle to the feud? No. You think I really believe that Dominik's going to beat Edge next week? I mean, he probably will. He probably will, but
yeah, he definitely will.
He shouldn't.
He's gotta.
He shouldn't.
It's gonna be awesome. And then is this leading to like a multi-man Extreme Rules match, or are we gonna get like a singles extreme? Because this is in Philly too. Extreme Rules.
It's in fucking Philly, isn't it?
Yes.
That's gonna have to be a game day decision for me personally.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do at Extreme Rules. Maybe so. I mean, I think
you don't do. When do you do? All right. So the end game of this is
Ray Dom
and Ray. It's like, when do you do that? I mean, you have a lot of opportunity coming up to do multi-man matches with, I mean, Extreme Rules. You could do a multi-man match, Survivor Series. I mean, you could be part of team. I mean, I don't know how long you could drag this out. You drag it out till Rumble when it happens, or is that a Mania match?
I fucking hope I'm not watching Ray feud with Judgment Day up until Mania. That would really suck. I could see it being done at the Rumble. For all I know, they could do it at Extreme Rules.
Yeah,
personally, I think Edge and Dominik doesn't have a finish, or at least a clean finish, and you do Edge and Dominik at Extreme Rules. I hope you get Edge at Extreme Rules, because if I do go, I need to be sold on going, and not having Roman Reigns is already one reason I'm not going.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to give me Hot Bobby, Corbin, Madcap. Where the fuck's Reggie? Fandango. All this stuff happened. Breezango comes back. If all that stuff happens, I'll definitely go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna jump out of the fucking chair and buy my tickets when I see Edge and Dominik booked there. I'm assuming we're getting Drew and maybe Karrion Kross, or maybe Drew and something Sikoa, fourth bloodline member, Baby Oos.
All right, so I mean, are we getting Roman's not on the next? Is Roman on Smack? Is Roman announced for SmackDown? I would only assume that he has.
I think he is.
With everything going on in wrestling right now, and with coming back from the UK and the debut of the new member of the family, I mean, I'm assuming he will be there. But yeah, what do we do now? What are the big feuds with Drew and Karrion Kross? Like, what are we doing now that we're not going to have a title match to set up for?
I'm sorry, I read something funny on Twitter. I'll have to send it to you. What was the question?
Just say, like, what are we going to do now on these shows when we're not going to have a top title on there? No one.
Gee, it's almost as if they should have given it to Drew, huh? Crazy.
I know, but now it's like, what's your idea now of what they do with? All right, so what do you have? Drew and Karrion Kross wrestle over number one contender for 2 months?
For months? No, it's fucking stupid. I don't know what they were doing with Karrion Kross, actually. Maybe he just goes on a run now. Maybe him getting involved in Roman and Drew was kind of just a warning, like, hey, I'm here now. So TikTok, essentially. And he just kind of goes on a run, squashing Drew Gulak or whoever. And then maybe at Extreme Rules, he fights like somebody of better quality. I don't know. Somebody that comes to mind, maybe fucking Shinsuke Nakamura.
Braun and Shinsuke?
No, not Braun and Shinsuke. That's another wild card. I don't know what Braun's going to be doing.
Yeah.
Maybe Nicholas comes back and they go after the Usos.
So what did you think about that? So we had a 4-way tag team match to determine, was that for number one contenders? That was when Braun Strowman made his return and just annihilated everybody. We got no new number one contenders. Braun came out and killed them all. What did you think about that? I was thinking that since we heard about Braun coming back and we had the steel cage match as the main event, I was thinking maybe that's when he would come out. But then I was like, it doesn't really make sense. They're probably going to do something with Dexter Lumis still. No. So then I guess it makes sense. But what is it with the tag teams? And
so I think, obviously it was just a way to let everyone know that I'm fucking here.
He was the one that flipped all the cars too, right?
Yeah. If well, that is what is to be believed. I like I like Dexter Lumis, but I don't think he can do that. I've seen Braun do it
because we knew like it was said that he was going to be at Raw, so it was already like he's going to be there. But when you saw I remember when I saw the car just flip that side down, and people were all just like, I was like, oh shit, Braun's there. That's awesome. He's just flipping cars.
And it's awesome that when you see that, it's like, oh, fucking Braun's back, bro. What's up? Nice.
But he didn't come out with the weird haircut.
All right, so remember last week I was like, hey, he can come back as long as he ain't wearing no. He can come back in like pink shirt, pink Crocs. Just get rid of that haircut. Motherfucker came out in pink pants.
No, they were
red pants or something.
They're
whatever. It took away from the return of me being excited. I was like, oh my god, he's wearing the pants.
I don't think they had the choo-choo sound, so that was...
No, yeah, they didn't have the choo-choo sound. He did trip running around the ring. That's okay.
He recovered.
He got back up. It happens, I guess.
People were going nuts for him. People were very excited.
He's very over with the WWE crowd, not over with the IWC. He controls his narrative. IWC doesn't like that. The Wrestling News has learned that Chris Jericho eventually attempted to calm all parties down well after the initial altercation in CM Punk's locker room. So, anyway, I'm very excited for Braun after hearing that reaction. Seeing him destroy people. The only thing I'd have to say is if you were going to move him to SmackDown, why have him show up on Raw? That's it.
No, it's just
why have him get involved in that match? I know there's it's one of those things where there's 8 guys in the ring and you want to make Braun strong and boom, he just takes out 8 people. Not sure if I would have had it be a number 1 contenders match, and B, have the Street Profits in it because Street Profits are fucking awesome. But whatever.
He's not signed to a brand, so
yeah, okay.
You get that. I mean, and then again, they could try. I mean, you think they're gonna do it again? They're gonna have a 4-way number 1 contenders match.
If they announce one, I'll just be like,
that's gonna
Braun's coming. There ain't gonna be no number 1 contender.
This is the storyline. That's how Braun signed back. Like he's just gonna sabotage the tag team division until you're right. Nicholas comes back and they win the titles. He's like 24 now.
No, wait, hold on. He's got to be close to 18. I think he was like 10, right?
He's a teenager.
He was 10 at the time, I think. So
that was in 2008. No, so he's
that wasn't 2008.
2018. I'm sorry. So he's
15? 14, 15.
He's a teenager. He could be a tag champ again.
He can feud with Dominik, and I'll probably fucking root for Nicholas.
And I mean, well, Dexter Lumis was involved again still with I wasn't really not interested in this.
I forgot that the cage match was even a thing until like the show started.
They were hyping it.
I will say that the camera work on the Dexter Lumis reveal, well done.
They're continuing with this. Main thing is, this just reminded me randomly, everyone got their name back. So we have Austin's, Tommaso's, everyone got them
Matt's.
Yeah. Yes. So I don't know if everyone was upset about the names. I mean, I'm sorry, you still got I know Gunther's grown on you, maybe. Gunther's badass. But your
Gunther was not as bad as everybody made it out to be.
Yeah. Especially the way they say it. Like Gunther. Yeah.
Gunther.
They're doing it. It's great. Butch, I don't know. Some people wanted their Pete Dunne back, but
I think that is to be determined.
That could still happen. But just overall, what else? We didn't even talk about. We had the Seth and Riddle. had their
Great match. Great match. Another great match. Nothing to really.
Did they come on? Were they on Raw?
You know what's that?
Were they on Raw?
I think Riddle was. I don't think Rollins was. I think Rollins was on Raw Talk. I do have one note about that match, and it's not really about that match. It's about overall. So you have Rollins using the pedigree, right? That was, in my opinion, one of the most devastating and most surefire ways to win a match. Like, if Triple H hit the fucking pedigree, you're not getting up. And now Seth Rollins hits the pedigree, and it's not protected. Because I personally feel like Seth Rollins hits a pedigree, or if anyone has a pedigree on Riddle, I think the match should be over. This is a RIP to the pedigree as being one of the most dominant moves in history, and it's not anymore. And I'm surprised Triple H let it get that way.
He wanted to set up for the. He knows the real finisher. He knows
just fucking do the real finisher. Then use
devastating finisher. The stomp. Britt Baker's thief.
Your finisher.
Yeah, I always, even when you when it's like your pump up move in a game, like it's like you're not your your signature move and then your finisher. When you're like signature move is something it's someone else's finisher. You're just like, that's not I'm stunnering somebody with my signature. Like, I shouldn't have to do anything else. My finisher should also just be another stunner now. And then, I mean, I just want to play Fight Forever. Oh, God, I love this company. I hope they're going to have media scrums in Fight Forever. You can control.
It's like, it's bad. It's one of the mini games you get
choose your locker. It's one of the mini games. The AEW Fight Forever mini games, the media scrum. You have to go back there.
Man, it sucks because I'm already dealing with one out of date roster with WWE 2K. I'm gonna be dealing with another one in a couple months. Fucking bullshit. It's already out of date because fucking Revival aren't on it.
It's just a rotating thing of the Bucks and Kenny, and you get to be Ace Steel and throw chairs at them. It's a great mini game. I can't wait for this game. All right. Anything else we should touch on from this crazy weekend before we?
Oh man, I think we hit it all.
Yeah, we're going to be back we're still going to be back this weekend. We needed to get here and talk about everything that happened over the past few days. We should be back over the weekend here, Friday or Saturday here, and we'll discuss the fallout.
Wanted to bring this up. Sorry, my bad. No. It was hard because I don't watch 0 Hour, Dark 30, whatever. Ruby Soho broke her fucking nose, and Sam McGuire dropped her on her fucking dome. Douchebag.
I mean, what can you? You can't be surprised.
Idiot.
This stuff.
Stupid. Also, Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs. Thought that was fucking wild that Powerhouse Hobbs, A, won, B, the match was as short as it was. Now I'm done.
It's true. Yeah, it seemed like
I feel like it was a Ricky Starks kind of moment there, I don't know.
Exactly, yeah. It just seemed like it really just got deflated real quickly. Again, I guess
Tony Khan has had these storylines written out since he was 12, so he's not changing it.
Because it's still like a crucial part of, I guess, the Team Taz breakup. These are I really don't know where it. I mean, all this other stuff with AEW right now, I don't care about. I'm very interested to see if this whole title thing's getting related. If we're getting another interim champion. What are we doing with this whole MJF thing now? Because if it's not MJF CM Punk, this whole thing is Could you say that this is the most anticipated Dynamite in history of the company with all of this going on?
Yeah.
This is, I mean,
it's wild. Now, I like it's going to. It really all depends on what Tony does here. He's really got to think about it because you're setting a precedent for future talent that comes there, in my opinion. And I don't know nothing about running no business, but in my opinion, as a consumer and as a potential talent, which I'm not, but if I was, if I don't see like something here, which I mean, there's so many cryptic messages from all these journalists that something's about to drop either tonight or tomorrow.
as soon as we're done.
As soon as we're done, so we can't talk about it until Saturday. He's got to do something. It sets a precedent. If you don't do something, talent's not going to want to work for you. If you don't do something to Punk, talent's not going to want to work with you. So I really hope that you not be Tony Khan the friend, not Tony Khan the coke head, but Tony Khan the motherfucking boss.
He's got to rule with the Iron Fist. Something big is happening. And I know it's coming like within like an hour or soon. I feel like they're going to, it'll be, but honestly, I mean, one of the most insane, I mean, what a night Sunday was. What a weekend.
The year's not over either, so more shit's gonna happen.
I mean, we could have some but we got to do it here. Here we go.
Johnny Cena went to town riding on a pony. Rock stuck a feather up his ass and called him a jaBROni.
All right. What happened?
I just didn't know we were doing jaBROni of the week today. I thought it was good. Well, I thought that we were going to do
that's
something.
true. I mean, we kind of already
I mean, it's easy, but like, well, I mean, maybe I don't know. I guess it depends on.
This is they can hold the place and we can see if anybody can, because it's still early in the week, like you said. Yeah. But it's just, I mean, but so far,
I mean, you know, it's Punk, right?
Where's Ace Steel?
You know,
should we split for now? Let's say Ace Steel and CM Punk.
Well, see what you did Punk 2 weeks in a row. I did Punk 2 weeks ago, and I think I did Tony Khan last week. I can't remember.
Yeah, I agree with some of the stuff he said. I agree with. I don't know if you should say it though.
I'm not
like anti-Punk. I'm not pro Bucks. I'm like.
Nah, see, because like I'm gonna go see him Punk because you have to act fucking professional.
Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong. I don't know with the Hangman thing with that promo. I thought it was a good promo. I didn't see how he was. So I'm very pro Hangman. Punk with things he was saying. I agree. I just. Like he said, it's children. It's working with kids. It's a business.
You got to be professional, bro. I'm sorry. You're in a spotlight. You're their biggest star. You got to fucking be better at that shit and, you know, PR, all that stuff.
There's no fighting.
Yeah, like, you know, and also until I get a fucking reason why Punk and Cabana are like, what happened? I know you sprinkled some dust on there, which also was fucked up. You kind of put them on the spot. Like people, like I've shared a bank account with my mom, bro. Fuck, don't put his shit out there, bro. He doesn't make the millions and millions of dollars that you do. You know, fucking stop. All right, that's also like very unprofessional. What I did want to ask you is, we know facts from Punk's walkout of the WWE. We now know some facts about this AEW situation. In your opinion, which situation is worse, his WWE situation or his AEW situation? Like, if it's the AEW situation's worse, it's like if you walked out on WWE.
I think he's on. I don't know. It's so weird because you would think that all parties involved are untouchable. But I think EVPs are more of a title. I don't think they're
an actual
doing
position.
as much as like a letterhead, basically. But I just think Punk is he's the dollar and cents, like he said. Like it or not, he's what brings the eyeballs. But at the same time, dude, you really shit on the company's, before he got there, the company's biggest babyface, even while he was there, was Hangman. And Hangman apparently ruined Punk. I don't see how that happened, honestly. And then Punk did the same. I don't know. It's all, again, it's just fucking childish. Like, he calls them kids and childish, but then at the same time, even if he's hanging around this Ace Steel guy, this Ace Steel guy is the kid, I don't know. It just all seems like you're not going to get anything settled. Like, it's just stupid. We'll see by the end of the week if we have changing thoughts of any of this.
Who's your jaBROni?
I think Punk.
Punk, right? All right, so that's
Punk,
as of right now, that's 3 weeks in a row for you. And that's 2 out of 3 weeks for me. Like, I feel like one more for you. He's A, jaBROni of the month, wild, and B, shoe in for jaBROni of the year. Obviously, things change, but imagine 2 kids who were marking out in a car for this dude returning, and now he's on the cusp of jaBROni of the year. I don't even think the Mysterios won jaBROni of the year weeks in a row. And now, as of now, you have them at 3. That is telling.
It's true. Before we end it, there has been another creeping fool that has been jaBROni of the week in the past that has popped their head up again and is being a fool again, which I feel is also like locked for jaBROni of the year, hands down. Excessive shit, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, that's jaBROni of the week. Bye.
Johnny Cena went to town riding on a pony. Rock stuck a feather up his ass and called him a jaBROni.
Yay, CM Punk, yay, fools. All right, so we're going to be back Saturday. We'll discuss MJF, apparently. He's back. I forgot again while doing this. I told you, dude, when I was watching that Media Scrum, I was like, they asked a question about MJF return. I was like, holy shit, he did come back.
He did, didn't he? He's crazy.
But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to unfold coming up with these stories coming out of what actually happened. We got no BTE this week.
There is a BTE.
It came out today?
Yeah.
Did they? I didn't.
I didn't watch it. I did see somebody tweet about it saying that they don't address it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So they just pushed it off a day then. Yeah. We'll see what unfolds. But you can follow the show on Twitter, jaBROnis Pod, on Twitch, jaBROnis Pod. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. youtube.com/the jaBROnis Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at Happy jaBROni.
Oh, I'm Madcap jaBROni as well. I miss you, Madcap. I don't know where you've been. Please come back.
Yeah, we need to talk about him on a weekly basis. What about TikTok, man?
My TikTok?
Yeah, dude, put it out there, Mike Butler.
Yeah, my Butler 1127. You know, I'm on the TikTok.
Damn right.
Got some shit going on there.
That's about it. So, I mean, the magic touches as soon as we end this thing. The news is dropped.
Get ready. Somebody's going to drop it.
Suspensions and...
Oh, it just dropped.
Are we waiting?
Bills Mafia have already shipped an insane amount of beer to LA ahead of the opener against the Rams. Huge news. So.
All right, so we're riding the Bills on Thursday.
Yes, we are. We are absolutely riding the Bills on Thursday.
I'm going against freaking Stafford, I believe. Night one, who I'm playing. Stafford. I told who I'm playing. I was like, I said something about his hand being broken, but I don't want to repeat it. Shit, I just did. I love you, Matt Stafford. You should have tried. You shouldn't have put that lady when she fell off the scaffold thing. I remember that. You laughed, and she is paralyzed now. So in that case, I hope you have a terrible first game for laughing at someone falling off of a platform at a Super Bowl celebration party. You jaBROni of the week. Oh my God. No, just kidding. There's other people. There's fools and whatnot. All right. jaBROnis. Out.
jaBROni, jaBRONI, XYZ, ABC. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell jaBROni.